Hello stamping friends, today I want to show you how to make some really cute little bags using the Stampin' Up! Gift Bag Punch Board. So this is the largest bag that you can make, and when I say largest, it's based on the bottom of the bag. You can make it as tall as you want, but this is as big as the bag will make. I made I made a total of 3 bags, okay? So I wanted to show you the difference. Let's see if I put them in order here. If you can see how big each one is. So this is the smallest, then the medium, then the large, okay? So I'm using the paper, the Bohemian Designer Series paper that is on page 142 in the annual catalog, not the holiday catalog. This paper is gorgeous. You get 12 sheets, 2 different sides, so you can make lots of different patterns. And I want to share with you, when you get the paper, it is 12 by 12, okay? I have cut this in half because I figured out that I can get 2 bags if I cut it in half. So I have 6 by 12. This is the punch board. So this is the envelope punch board, and there are instructions on here, but I gotta tell you, it took me probably 3 times to figure out how to read the instructions. I kept messing up the paper. So the paper is really pretty and you don't want to mess it up. But if you do, find something else to use it for. So you might want to start off with just a piece of white paper, cut to size so that you don't mess up your pretty designer series papers. So it does come with its own little stylus that's tucked in right there. And it has an instruction sheet, but if you're like me and have older eyes, it might be a little hard to read. But what I did find helpful was this little chart that talks about if you want a small, medium, or large bag, then this is the size of the paper. So it says large, you need to have 12 inches wide. Medium is 11 inches wide, and then small is 10 inches wide. So again, like I mentioned, you can have it 6 inches tall, 12 inches tall. It doesn't matter how tall. A little bit trickier if you're using taller paper, but we'll chat about that. I'll explain to you as I'm doing it. So I'm going to take the paper, and there is a start line. So let's get in here. There we go, a little bit better. So there is a start line right here. Okay, so you want to line your paper up there. If your paper is longer than the board, when you're making your score lines, you just have to be careful and not try to tear the paper. So that's the only challenge if you make the paper taller. So the first thing you want to do is to punch. Okay, I'm making a large bag because I have a 12-inch piece of paper. So I want to score at the L. Be careful too when you're scoring. When you're using a scoring tool like that, you can really cut through that paper and tear it. So be very careful. I would go light at first until you kind of get the feel. The other thing is you need to score horizontally because this is going to be the bottom of the bag, and it tells you that right there. Okay, so now I have punched. So I have my little corner here. So then it tells me, the instructions will tell you, and I know this is really hard to see on the video, but I can feel my score line. Hopefully you can see it too. So you want to line the score line up with this little nib right here, and you can also see it here. So again, you might want to practice with smaller paper before you go to the larger paper, because seeing these lines here does help you. So you want to punch again. You want to come across. Now this time, this is going to be the side of our bag. So even though we did a big panel here, this is the front of our bag. Now we're going to be working on the side. So now I want to come to the side score line, score that, and I need to do the triangle because it's going to be a pleated bag, okay? So again, being careful not to press too hard so that you don't tear your paper. You're going to make your little triangle, and then you want to come up for your center, okay? Did I punch? We'll punch again just to make sure. All right, so then you want to move it over again to that last score line, which was the side. We want to punch again. We want to do our horizontal. And then this is going to be the back panel. So we're going to use the L. Oop, I heard it tear a little bit. You'll know if you do it. And so I already punched. So then I'm going to slide it over again. line up my score line, punch, do my horizontal line, and then this is my side. So I'm going to come up with the side and do my triangle up in the middle. Okay, then we're going to move it over one more time to that last score line, and we're going to punch. Okay, so now this is what you have. The first thing you want to do is trim off this little bitty corner. You don't need it. Don't worry about it. And to make it less bulky, go ahead and trim that off as well. Then fold on your score lines. The Designer Series paper folds very easily. Otherwise, you might need a bone folder if you're using a piece of cardstock. So I have folded all my sides, and now I'm going to go up and do my pleat. So I'm going to do the pleat like that. And you just kind of work it with your fingers, work that triangle. Okay. And then we're going to go to the other side. Kind of fold it in, work the triangle so that you have that. Okay. All right, so we got to fold our bottom. Okay. And I'm going to use the tear tape that Stampin' Up! Has. I love this stuff. It is really, really strong. You could use snail if you wanted to, but I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive on this panel right here. When you're making a gift bag, you're most likely going to be putting something in it. So I just didn't want it to, I don't want it to fall apart. Okay, so I'm just going to use my bone folder a little bit. And then just get that backing off. There we go. Okay, so I have my adhesive on this panel. I'm going to go ahead and close my bag, line up the edges. Like this. So I wanted to point out to you, if you wanted to poke holes in your bag, guess what? On the other side of this is your hole puncher. Pretty cool, huh? So if you're like me and you forget, guess what? You can go ahead and just close your bag, kind of eyeball it in the center, punch, and you get your holes. Can you see them? Okay. So we're going to fold up the bottom of the bag. And again, I'm going to use a little bit of the tear tape on one of the bottoms, one of the bottom panels. Just love this stuff. It's really strong adhesive and it will hold really well. Now be careful where you put it because that's where it's going to stay. Okay, so then I'm just going to close up the box. All right, make sure you have it straight. See, I got it a little bit crooked. Let's see if, oh good, I didn't push it too hard. So line up the box bottom, press, and then stick your hand in there and kind of press it so that it seals. Okay, so I've already made a cute little tag to put on there. I made 6 of these bags in like 30 minutes for some gifts that I needed. It was just perfect. So I'm using the beautiful lace Delightful Dijon ribbon, and I'm just going to run it through my holes. I like to leave the ribbon on the bolt so I don't have as much waste. Just going to run that through there. Look, my nails match this paper. How fun. I just noticed that. Okay, and I want to leave quite a bit because I'm going to tie it in a bow. So I'm going to give myself some extra there. So I'm going to go ahead and do one tie. Let's go ahead and cut that ribbon off for the sake of the video. Love these scissors. Do you have these? These are the craft scissors from Stampin' Up. They're perfect for cutting ribbon, fabric, baker's twine. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do one knot, and then I'm going to thread this through my little tag like that. And then I'm going to tie a bow. How cute is that little bag? So you can have like this, or if you want to get creative, you can even like fold it down and just have it like a more of an open bag and not have it closed. So this would be cute, having tissue paper coming out of it or something like that. So I hope you enjoyed my video, and get you one of these boards. They're perfect for making cute little bags for those upcoming gifts for the upcoming holidays. Talk to you soon.